Hi there, I am András Bán, and this is Woohoo! Burned Out, the show that explores how to live your life in the 21st century without losing your sanity. Don't worry, it's going to be adding value to you, even if you're not a Formula One fan. I believe this little story has something to give for all of those who has to perform in a high-pressure environment on a daily basis, be it the corporate world, your own business, or else. So bear with me. On the same day when the 5th season of Drive to Survive, the Top Gun-like, over-dramatized yet entertaining documentary about the previous Formula One season was released on Netflix, my favorite racing driver, Daniel Ricciardo, released the newest piece of his fashion collection this February, a hoodie with 3 letters printed on it, FEA. You may have many questions right now as to why I'm presenting these seemingly unrelated pieces of news to you. And what is FEA? Unfortunately, my favorite guy won't be on the grid this year, where the world's top 20 drivers compete for the Formula One World Championship every year. This sport is the pinnacle of motor racing, characterized by fame, money, and glamour. This is an extremely high-pressure environment, and the athletes need not only perform on the highest level, but to smile at the cameras all the time and serve their heavy media duties.
The higher you rise, the sharper the knives. The best way to become unpopular is to win.
I'm gonna come after you.
And you start to see cracks.
Rage flag. Oh my god.
I don't need any of this fucking...
The saying goes that you are only as good as your last race. Therefore, no one can lay back and enjoy their well-earned places in the sport. The hungry, ambitious new generation is standing in lines for every single race seat. Ricciardo won several races before, but he struggled a lot in the past 2 years at McLaren. He didn't find the harmony with the car, and probably he was not managed the best way either by the leaders of the team. Although he won one race in 2021, his performance was so poor last year that he was fired mid-season, despite having a valid contract for another year.
Deep down, I knew this was going to come. So, thanks for having my back, and for anyone who thought I left, I never left. Just moved aside for a while. Thanks, guys.
He wanted to prove himself very badly and did everything he could, but the results just did not come, and the sparkle slowly disappeared from the always smiling Australian's eyes. When the Netflix documentary was made, he already knew he was going to be sacked. So he wrote FEA with a smiley by hand on the clipboard used during the filming. He had already raced with this message on his helmet while competing for his previous team when his relationship with the management went sour because they favored his younger teammate who was considered the next rising star of the sport. Okay, it is really time for me to finally reveal what FEA stands for. Fuck 'em all. According to Daniel, FEA embodies the underdog mentality. It's the motivator. It's the thing that gets you out of bed with the will to fight and prove yourself right. It won't always go your way, but that's okay. FEE is the desire to get back up and keep going. When you pour your heart and soul into something, who's to tell you you can't do it? or make that goal a reality. It's to stand up to those who say you won't do it, or you are not good enough, or brave enough, or talented enough, or driven enough. We all go through it, no matter the scale, and it feels good to stand tall and ultimately say fuck 'em all. His message is perfectly in line with what Valtteri Bottas has said on the radio after finally winning a race against his multiple world champion teammate at Mercedes.
Yes, mate! Get in there! I think, again, it's a nice moment to thank my critics, to whom it may concern. Fuck you. Never give up.
Indeed, never give up, mate.
I think both stories show very well how much pressure these drivers face and how hard it is to deal with it on the long term. Recently, both athletes acknowledged that they burned out from years of unhandled chronic stress. They could not become world champions so far despite winning numerous races. Someone else was always better than them, or they did not get the proper car or support from their teams. Both of them were brave enough to seek help and to open up about the issue in public. They went to therapy, and as a result, Ricciardo decided to take a year sabbatical. No one knows at this point if he will ever return to competitive racing at the highest level. Bottas finally snapped out of the robot-like, always focusing only on performance way of working, and started this season with a beautiful mullet, a lovely mustache, and a big smile. According to the Finn, he became addicted to doing whatever it took to maximize his performance. I trained myself for the pain both physically and mentally, he said. But it got out of hand and became an addiction. I was never diagnosed with any eating disorders, but they were definitely there. It wasn't very healthy. I wanted to be the best, and I thought I had to do it this way. If the team said I had to weigh 68 kilos and I weighed 73, then I did everything to reach my goal. I needed a psychologist to help me recover, and his first assessment of me was that I was almost like a robot who just wants to achieve his goal and has no feelings. He baffled me. But it's true that at the moment I did not have another life outside of Formula One. It was a big breakthrough to ask for outside help. So what is the lesson here? There can be many, but to me the most interesting thing is how the pursuit of success can push you too far. Even these top athletes are not robots. After a while, the oppressed inner voice starts shouting louder and louder, saying, "Hey buddy, I'm here too. If you don't pay attention to me, the party will be over very soon." Long-term unhandled chronic stress leads to burnout, with symptoms such as decreased performance, frustration, social isolation, and cynicism, amongst others. These are all beautifully exhibited in these stories. If you feel like telling everyone to fuck off more and more often, then you probably have been trying to meet high expectations with insufficient resources for too long. Push the brake, step back, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself why you are doing all of this. What does success mean to you? And would you give up your whole life to achieve that? Would it worth it? You need really good answers to these questions before you start pushing the gas pedal again.
Fuck 'em all.
Dear listener, thank you for still being here. I hope it was worth it. If you enjoyed the show, please follow the podcast on the platform where you are listening right now. Give a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and if you are feeling extra generous, leave a review too. And don't forget to tell a friend about the show. Visit my website, banandras.com, where you can book a discovery call for online coaching or see details of my upcoming group programs. I work with a bunch of C-level executives, providing them with effective support for their personal and professional development, focusing on the leader's goals and challenges. I offer awareness-raising and educational lectures on burnout prevention, the importance of mental health, diversity, and workplace culture for small and large companies. As an employee well-being expert, I organize workshops using group coaching methods to achieve positive changes in the team performance. If you would like to invite me to your company, please contact me through my website. For more details, visit banandras.com and say hi to me on LinkedIn. You can find all the mentioned links in the show notes. Let's hear from each other soon. Thanks again and bye.